There's never a dull day in cryptocurrency. We're looking at Russia setting up a cryptocurrency roadmap. We're looking at countries like El Salvador, Central African Republic, talking so positively about Bitcoin. We're looking at some interesting companies. Now, at the end of this video, you'll see how carbon credit is being used in the cryptocurrency space. There's a lot to cover in this video, and make sure you subscribe to this channel and watch throughout the whole thing. So now, the sentiment first in the cryptocurrency space. We have 2010, no one uses it. They're talking about Bitcoin, but cryptocurrency in a larger scheme. If you think about it, only computer nerds use Bitcoin. 2012, 2013, only drug dealers use it. 2014, only money launderers use it. 2017, only gamblers use it. 2019, only a small percentage of the population uses it. In 2020, only small companies use it. In 2021, only small countries use it. So guys, that's right there. What you're seeing is putting into perspective the adoption of cryptocurrencies and the adoption of technology in general. It's first doubted, it's first looked down upon, it's shed in a negative light, but at the same time there's adoption. There's people that don't fear adopting technology, and those are the countries, those are the individuals, those are the companies that are leading this new digital front. Now, to put things even in more perspective, when Bitcoin had just gotten to 20,000, everyone was extremely bullish. You're like, oh no, I think the market is overheated, or I think this is really good. And now we're around the same range and the market is extremely negative. There's extreme fear in the market, and that's what you're seeing here to the right. So let's just put things into perspective when you're looking at this digital currency space, and try not to focus too much on the price, because that's not good for you. That's not good for you at all. Now, Central Bank of Russia to deploy digital ruble roadmap by Q4 2023. A roadmap by a country. This is the world we're living in today. Now, this is a very short thing, so I'll give you the 411 on what is going on a little bit, but obviously we can't have that many details. Russia's central bank is ramping up efforts to develop a digital ruble roadmap by the end of 2023. CBR, the Central Bank of Russia Federation's first deputy chairman, Olga, I'm not going to read that name, okay, I'll try, Skorobogatova, nice, spoke about the shift in the deadline. Olga stated that the deadline had been shifted to an earlier date than that which was set before. And you can see a little tweet from here. Well, Olga noted that the next year would be very crucial for Russia's central bank digital currency, so the bank intends to begin CBDC, that's central bank digital currency, testing operations in early April 2023 with real clients. So we're seeing adoption of this is more on the centralized side, guys. There's a lot of debate about governments creating their own central bank digital currencies. Those are called CBDCs, and then we have these stable coins in the cryptocurrency space that had taken over, but then we saw a massive collapse in one of them. So people are taking more care. We're watching this market and trying to grind through this market and see what works for us, what works for the government, what works for the people, and what basically meets in the middle to allow the governments and the people to work together and seamlessly in this crypto space. So one more crypto exchange announces layoffs amid the downturn. We've been seeing a lot of exchanges running out of money, a lot of other smaller companies running out of money, others realizing that they're not employing people for necessarily required fields in cryptocurrency space. Maybe it was just the hype. So Bybit, one of the big exchanges that we know out there, earlier this week to lay off employees. Another cryptocurrency exchange now joined the long list of companies which cut off staff. Already major exchanges like Coinbase made the axe recently thanks to the prevailing market conditions, and the crypto layoff saga drags on amid microeconomic pressure of financial markets. Guys, if you look out for the bigger companies out there, not bigger, but companies that are more careful, that understand that the value, that crypto, it's within the value that you provide for everyone else. So Coinbase, I don't really count them. They provide value in terms of you can trade, but they don't do anything beyond that for the larger global market. Yeah, anyway, let's just leave that point there. So things like Binance, however, they've really, no matter, some people don't like them because they're also big, but truthfully speaking, they've done a lot, like launchpads and engaging with other politicians in other countries. I think of Binance as a business that came into the cryptocurrency space, not rather a cryptocurrency company that's trying to become a business, which I think is a good approach, because their focus is customers, provide services that help the customers, and then through that kind of, they're able to grow. You come in as a business, but you use cryptocurrency as your main focus. So which means you're trying to provide solutions to problems to the customers. So the customers are the main focus, and then your company grows. But there's some companies that start with blockchain and then they want to force the world to adopt blockchain, which is not a very good way to approach this space unless you're developing a very good and easy to use product. Yeah, but of course, any trials are good. So Harmony, one of their blockchains, Harmony protocol offers $1 million bounty to return 100 million stolen. So guys, you know there's many bridges, and I think this was a bridge as well. Harmony protocol is offering $1 million bounty to the hacker to return 100 million worth of stolen assets. The Horizon bridge, exactly. So many of these bridges. So you may ask, what are these bridges? That is the way you move cryptocurrencies from one protocol to another protocol if these protocols are not within the same algorithms of communication. So they don't have that interconnectivity standard. So for example, the Ronin network is its own blockchain or ecosystem, and the Ethereum ecosystem is its own. So they had a bridge. That bridge was hacked for over 620 million. So this is the same thing here. Harmony had a bridge to help them link to whatever other blockchain they were dealing with. I think Ethereum in this case. And that bridge was hacked because those bridges are third parties. They're controlled by other people or other entities or smart contracts, but there are still many vulnerabilities within those bridges. So they are hacked. That's why you're seeing them offering that much money for the hacker to return the money. So Uniswap acquires, in other news guys, Uniswap acquires an NFT marketplace aggregator, Genie, to further its goals. Now we don't need to go too deep into these details. We can just look at, you know what Uniswap is? The biggest decentralized exchange on Ethereum. I keep throwing around these words like big and this, but Uniswap is the first to innovate, and it's the most respected. If you look at the YDX, which we've looked at in the past, that's more of derivatives and synthetic assets. Uniswap does the simple job of swapping one token to another. They try to keep it simple. Now, Genie, the marketplace that Uniswap has acquired or partnered with, Uniswap acquires. This is what it looks like. So when you get into Genies, instead of being seeing a screen of a bunch of NFTs on your screen and you don't know what is a scam, what is real, get into this platform. They show you the top selling by volume by this. You see the Bored Ape Yacht Clubs, Mutant Ape Yacht Club, CryptoPunks, Doodles, and so on. So you can click on this and then it takes you to, for example, let's click on Bored Apes because that's more like a household name now, kind of. They're having issues right now. They want to sue another company that's calling them Nazis, but that's beyond the focus of this video. So you can click on them and then you try to evaluate which ones work for you. So Uniswap acquired these guys, and as a consequence, of course, we saw their price go up and so on. I think it's right here. Yeah, Uniswap surges 45% as trading fees surpass that of Ethereum. I think it was this communication. Guys, we have to remember Uniswap has not yet dropped a token or anything. So there's a lot of speculation that Uniswap could do. I mean, that's MetaMask. That's a different one. So Uniswap already has its own token, and they acquired Genie, and the Uni token pumped at a while. But of course, the market is retracing and so on. Now, in terms of Pancakeswap, in terms of other decentralized exchanges, Pancakeswap announces emission reduction. So of course, you know, they have their token, which is Cake. These are the biggest DEX on the Binance Smart Chain. Okay, so now when you stake their tokens, you're given a reward which speaks to the inflationary nature of these tokens. So they released a proposal, which is actually this one. Voting is closed, where they were giving different options of which emissions should be given for which liquidity pools. Should they be reduced? Should they be increased? They gave all these options. Should we give no change to the protocol? Should we reduce 0.25 Cake? It may seem like small, but if you're distributing a lot of Cake tokens, that's a big change. Or should we use 0.5? And you can see people voted for 0.5 Cake. So the idea of this is to make it neutral in terms of the inflationary nature. So whatever tokens are distributed, the ones that are burned creates that equilibrium point, or it could become deflationary. So with this proposal, the way it's been voted, the Cake token could become deflationary, which is extremely good for the people that are hoping that the value goes up, and also for the growth of the Cake ecosystem, the Pancakeswap. Feels funny saying these names, but that is the nature of DeFi in the Binance Smart Chain especially. So these tokens, of course, look to their value growing so that they can support more of the other infrastructures that they're onboarding and so on. It's overall good for them. So Scoop, in other news, this hedge fund is trying to bail out Blockify to counter FTX. Now I'll just give you the summary of this. So we have FTX, which is one of the biggest centralized exchanges within the United States. Then which has bought other companies like Blockfolio and so on, and others that they're acquiring. Blockify is a centralized lending and borrowing platform out there. So you deposit your cryptocurrencies and they do everything in the background for you, just like a hedge fund. So now FTX wanted to buy Blockify, but if they do that, then the investors or earlier investors of Blockify are all washed out. They no longer have anything to do with the company, so they lose all their equity. Now you have another company that's coming in, which is Morgan Creek. So according to Morgan Creek digital managing partner Mark Yusko, in the leaked call, FTX $250 million credit line to Blockify gives it an advantage of buying Blockify's at essentially zero price. If FTX does this, other existing shareholders will have a lot to lose. So apparently Morgan Creek is trying to come in to buy this. So following Blockify's recent announcement where the crypto lender revealed that it had signed a term sheet with FTX to secure a $250 million deal revolving around credit facility, the firm's shareholders are worried this move might leave them underhanded. So we have Morgan Creek trying to come in to counter this offer. Maybe, I don't think it's out of the goodness of their hearts to save the earlier investors. I think they're looking for an amazing opportunity and they're seeing how to, because when you buy FTX, when you buy, for example, Celsius Network, if you scroll down here, they take you back into the other news like Goldman Sachs as well to buy Celsius Network. So we're looking at Goldman Sachs, we're looking at Morgan Creek, these older, big what should I call them? The big financial instruments or movers of the markets in America. They're fighting over. They're trying to find FTX, which is a new currently centralized digital currency market or digital goods market, to acquire these centralized lending platforms. So guys, you have to look at what they do, not what they say. So Ethereum whales to add Polygon MATIC amid price surge of 60% in the last days. So of course, this is in other news, guys. So Polygon MATIC is one of the layer 2 scaling solutions of Ethereum, and it's one of the popular ones that has been embedded into many platforms. And it's not surprising, obviously, that people that have a lot of money are buying up more of it. And that's where that news ends. Now, in terms of carbon credit, now, guys, the end, I hope you stay to the end, because you're going to learn something. The Polygon network has become fully carbon neutral. So Polygon, the leading Ethereum scaling platform, bringing millions of people to Web3, announced that its network had reached carbon neutrality on its way to becoming carbon negative. So it did this by completely retiring $400,000 worth in carbon credits to make up for 90,000 tons of greenhouse gases that have been released since its blockchain started. So Polygon achieved this manifesto. Now you can read this to get more details of how they achieved this, carbon emission levels from staking node hardware, the amount of energy used for staking operations, contracts that interact directly with the Ethereum mainnet, because Ethereum works on proof of work. So we looked at these different metrics, and Polygon works with the crypto carbon ratings institutions to check its carbon footprint. So I'm going to post the link, this article's link, in the description so that you can get more details about the greenhouse, the Green Gecko group, about some of these things, especially if you're looking into wanting to know how this thing works. But what I wanted to point to was Archimedes, a spokesperson of KLIM. Now, KLIM is the company that I wanted to lead you to. These are the guys they used. When you go to their website, essentially, they tell you that KLIM fight climate change and earn rewards with KLIMA, a digital currency backed by real carbon assets. Now take that how you will. I hope they're audited properly. So essentially, apparently you can buy these people's tokens. You can go to and they recommend you could buy them from another exchange which is popular for swapping, SushiSwap. You can use Polygon network. But what's interesting, of course, guys, you can read more details if you're into this whole carbon credit thing, and also understanding the value proposition of buying these tokens and also staking them, and the fact that they represent some carbon neutral, some carbon instrument out there. That's pretty interesting. So if you're into this field, if you're into this kind of thing, saving the environment, then I think you should really look deeply into this company and what they're doing. Maybe it might fit into your investment narrative, whatever your investment pocket is, the companies that you want to choose or you see as the better investment, it could fit into that basket. So not only do you get to find out about KLIMA, but you also get to find out about Zapper, which is the app that they're, of course, when you enter app, you go into their own application, so you can learn more about how to use them, how to stake their tokens, verify the URL. This is to help not to get scammed and stuff like that. Bond carbon, so you can look at different other ecosystems that they're looking at, the offset and so on. So guys, you have to do your own research, get into this. This works like a decentralized exchange or a decentralized autonomous organization that's serving a purpose of carbon neutrality, focusing on assets that are focused in that field. I can cover a separate video about that. Now, these guys lead you to Zapper Finance, which they recommend that you use to swap. Now, what's interesting about Zapper Finance, this is their outlay. Now, I used a demo wallet, which is a small wallet. But if you have a wallet that has NFTs, they will show you a very organized sort of a list of your NFTs and give you a rough estimate of your net worth of your NFTs. And they also give you the cryptocurrencies you hold. These guys support a bunch of networks like Arbitrum, Avalanche, Binance Smart Chain, Ethereum. So when you log into here, they'll read all those other chains and neatly show you all the tokens that you hold also in other chains. So it's a good way to find out stuff that you might have forgotten about. So they'll list all the tokens that you hold. When you click NFTs, they'll give you the rough evaluation of your NFTs based on the, I guess, lowest price, and also based on the other metrics that they look at. You can also use their bridge to swap from Ethereum to Polygon and I guess other networks, which is really cool. So you can get all the packages within here. So it's a really cool platform, and you can also swap your tokens. So you're getting everything sort of packaged within one platform. So this is really good. This is a really good find to sort of look at to analyze what's in your wallet. All right, guys, I really hope you learned something in this video, and I'll see you on the next one. Take care. Bye bye.